Hello and welcome to I Am Geekin'. This is episode 76. We took a week off for a much-needed vacation.
Ooh, that was a vacation?
Well, a trip.
I didn't have a vacation.
You did, actually. You had the vacation.
You had the vacation.
Yeah, I was sitting here last Thursday, like just staring at the computer, waiting.
You could have recorded an episode just yourself.
The people were demanding it, actually.
I don't. Buttons don't know what.
Or like
to.
you and Jenny, your wife could have recorded one, and that would have been something.
Yeah. Well, I guess if people want to listen for an hour of her yelling at me, I guess we could do that. Now she's going to yell at me for an hour.
It would have just been, the episode would have been like, I don't know if you remember this is so bad. Jenny's going to kill me. It was a Saturday Night Live sketch, and it was and I'm not, you two are not like these people, but it was Adam Sandler. It was Adam Sandler and Chris Farley, and they played this elderly couple, and Chris Farley was the wife, and she would read reviews out of Zagat's restaurant guide, and he would sit there and go, "Just take me now, just take me now," and she would be like, "Oh, look at this nice Italian restaurant we could go to. It's got 3.5 stars. Oh, their meatballs look delicious." And so that was the whole sketch. So your episode with your wife would have been you two just like that, except she would have had the owner's guide to the Tesla sitting there reading it. Oh, did you know that if we press this button 3 times and hold it down, 3 lights will pop up and come on like a rainbow?
Yeah, that's been our conversations. Like that's pretty spot on. Now, if you want to know, now if you want to picture our relationship, just Big Bang Theory, Sheldon and Leonard. You can guess which one's Sheldon.
Do you guys have fun with flags?
Yeah, fun with flags. No, we're good. I love her.
Do you know the Tesla has a trunk in the front? Oh.
It's called a trunk.
She's gonna hate me, but it's funny. I'm gonna find that clip.
She may anyway, so
yeah, she probably does.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna find that clip of that SNL sketch and send it to you because it's like one of my favorites of all time.
I think I remember it.
Yeah,
it was good.
So all of our listeners missed out on a wonderful episode of the Tesla.
I guess they did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I could delete that out. I could edit all that out if I need to. Hey, this is episode 75. We're so glad to be back, just in case, you know.
It's 76.
Oh, 76.
That was a vacation?
Yeah.
You cut out too much. You went a whole episode back and cut it out too.
And this week's guest will be Here's to You Vlogs. Oh, wait. They're not here. It's okay. Episode 76. So, so we're back from our massive Disney trip. Now, I posted like our last day, my family's last day there, going to do Toy Story Land one more time, and people are responding, you're still there?
2 weeks.
It wasn't 2 weeks. It was
close.
It was close.
Because you get there Friday. Well, sort of.
Yeah, like we were in Tampa for part of the time, so it's not like we were at Disney, staying at Disney from a Friday through
it was
Wednesday. Friday,
it was a full week, is what it was. So
yeah.
Ryan is counting
Listeners,
on
he's counting. Yeah, he's counting on his fingers right now.
I have a problem, a mental condition. 12 days. I think we were there in Florida.
Recently diagnosed.
Yeah, we were in Florida. We were in Florida for 12 days, but we were not at Disney for 12 days.
There you go.
We were at Disney from a Saturday through a Saturday.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No.
If you were.
There's people that have
People are just
DVC
jealous.
that have people that, but we still love you, listeners.
Yes. We love you all.
Yeah, there are
Love you.
people that have DVC memberships where they've bought enough points where they can stay, and this is a real thing because I've talked to somebody about this that works for DVC. They can stay at DVC resorts for 6 months out of the year.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
So there's this guy. There's at least
That's so
one guy
expensive.
that he works for 6 months out of the
Mhm.
year, and then he goes on a 6 months vacation to Disney.
He's probably in sales or something.
I don't know. He's probably super stinking rich.
Yeah. Like software sales. Or is that still a thing? I don't know. That used to be the big thing. If you were in software sales,
You wanna you wanna buy
He's
some
talking on his car phone.
some AOL discs? I got a whole truck full of them.
whole case of them. Or the pharmaceutical reps, they make lots of money
I
too.
don't know, but that would be sweet to live at Disney for 6 months.
Yeah, the thing is though that it would get so expensive eating, unless you you went to the store and bought your own food.
But DVC, yeah, you have your
Yeah,
own
that's-
full kitchen.
Man.
Everything you could have want in there. Full size
Yeah.
fridge,
Could've
stove,
bought a
microwave.
Private island.
Yeah, as long as you're in one of those nice, suites or rooms like that, and it felt like a house, it'd be fine. Like I couldn't stay in Pop Century for a month
Oh, I don't think
or
anybody
6 months or even 2 weeks probably. So,
DVC in like a 1-bedroom, two bedroom definitely with my family. I could stay for 6 months. But they make
Sure.
I'm sure this guy has like a grand villa, and that's like a house
Yeah.
on Disney
Yeah.
property
yeah,
that sleeps like 12 people.
well, let's do it.
Let's do it. But so
All right.
we did not stay in a grand villa. We stayed in a 1-bedroom at the Wilderness Lodge. Nobody come to see us, so I guess we didn't tell the
Aw.
listeners where we're gonna be.
Maybe they did. They just didn't know what you looked like.
Actually, we did have one person come see us,
Yeah.
so we'll get to that. A very special person came to see us.
Santa.
Actually, I was called Santa multiple times on a trip. Which we could just get to that. You want us to start? It's Halloween season. We went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party
Woohoo!
on the.
Not so scary.
Yeah, it wasn't scary.
It wasn't.
It was the Monday, so we were there.
Monday.
We got there Saturday. Went to Magic Kingdom. Sunday, we went to Animal Kingdom, and you experienced Pandora for the first time.
I did.
And
Oh, you want me to talk?
yeah, go ahead. We'll just go day by day. I mean, Saturday was basically let's go to the Magic Kingdom.
But there was a very cool part of Saturday.
All right, go ahead.
I did. So I have these crazy notes that it's like one word and it's going to be funny. It's like, what is it supposed to mean? But the coolest part about Saturday is that we rode Mine Train, and it was a late fast pass that we had for almost 8 o'clock, right? And they closed it. They ended up closing later. But anyways, we rode Mine Train, and it was right during the fireworks while they were going off. So you'd come up these hills and see these huge fireworks going off, and it was the coolest thing. My son and I were in the front row of the ride, and as you know, I'm not a big roller coaster fan, but it was so much fun. The thing about that ride, if you've not ridden it before, it goes down a hill like right at the start, so you're just like, oh my god, but it takes off. Those rides are faster at night, and you even said that, Ryan. It's like that felt faster than it normally does, than I remember. But because you don't know what's coming, right? But then you come up these hills, and there's the fireworks, and that made it awesome. But
Yeah, I was in that ride with you. I was in the seat behind you.
yes, I know. I'm just saying it. Mentioning it for it.
Well,
But
I don't know if it's
Picturing
actually.
Katrin just screaming at his son the whole time.
Oh,
Just right in his son's face
oh
as
yeah.
it's going through.
That's why when his son rode Big Thunder with me, he was like, "I like riding it with you."
No, he didn't.
He did.
I wish you were my daddy.
No, he didn't say that.
So that was the only time that he rode with me. The rest of the time he rode with his mom, my wife, because that's just who he likes to ride with for whatever
I wonder
reason.
why.
I don't know why.
Screaming in his face the whole
You-
time.
Oh,
You grab him by the shirt and go, "We're all gonna die."
It's not that bad. You rode Thunder Mountain with me, and you saw that I was very calm and it collected. So
Until I like slammed into the side of you, and then you're like,
yeah, I was
you
squished.
you screamed at me. You're squishing me.
But that first day was very tiring because we got up at 5 a.m. We surprised our son with the trip. He didn't know we were going. He got sick almost because we woke up and surprised him with it, and we're like, here, let's get in the car. Here, have some food. Here's clothes. Do this, and he's like, I don't feel good, But he eventually got over that and made it. We got on the plane. Then we, from 5 till we were back in the room at 10 or 11. So that was a long day.
Yeah.
And it was hot all the time.
It was very hot. Like it was hotter than usual, I think.
It was very humid. That was the thing. It was just humid. The Michael hurricane was making its way towards the Gulf, so that may have had some whatever behind it, may have caused some of that. I don't know, but it was just steamy the whole time. And rain on and off like summer. But,
yeah, very steamy.
But Sunday, you asked about Pandora, so I was getting to Sunday. So Sunday we went to Animal Kingdom. We got up early. My family did. Ryan met us.
This is the trip. So every day they got up early and went. We did not.
Yeah. So we'll just skip the hell part. It's done. But so I've seen pictures of Pandora, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's fine, I guess. But I don't think I ever saw pictures really of that big area where the two rides are, and where all of the floating mountains are, and the waterfalls with the floating mountains, or whatever you call it. And that was just really neat. That was better than what I expected, and I think that's what most people have said. You just can't describe it or take pictures to really show it, But it was neat. There's really not a whole lot of places to get in the shade. That was kind of bad with it being so hot, but really neat. We rode the boat ride first. We had a fast pass for that, and then we did Pandora and
Flight of Passage.
I'm sorry, Flight of Passage.
Whole thing's Pandora.
I know. I'm sorry. Flight of Passage. But we get in, we get strapped in, and my son kind of freaks out a little bit. I freaked out a little bit, and but
and I laughed the whole time.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can't. I just kept looking over because I was like, I gotta look at, and it was really weird seeing all the people on their little motorcycle things on these little platforms, and you see just stacks of people, and it looks so surreal with all of that, and they're all in front of the screen. But it was pretty amazing. My son the whole time though was kind of freaking out, and we were kind of worried about him. But it's his favorite ride now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I said, well, what about Big Thunder Mountain? He's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's number 2, I guess. Well, what about Mine Train? Well, maybe that's number 2. So he's got like 4. He's like, just 4. That's all. He didn't want me to list any more. He didn't want to hear any more. But I think that's his new favorite ride, even though he freaked out so much with that. It was
so funny. Like, Katrin yelled over at me, "Is it about over?" Well, at one point, and I was like, it's about there, not quite.
That wasn't for my sake.
I know.
That was for my son.
It was funny, though.
He was in there too tight. Like, they pushed on the thing to block him in, and he was having a hard time breathing, from what I understand.
They probably looked at him and went, "Oh, it's a jumper. Press him in there."
Press him in there, yeah. So,
got a runner.
He was having a hard time, I think, with it, but he still loved it. And but I was like, "Is it about over yet?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think so." But yeah, he was smiling by the end of it.
What was your favorite part of the whole experience of Flight of Passage?
Flight of Passage. I don't know. I mean, just the whole thing. It was really neat just watching as flying through. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're referring to. So there's this part where you're going, should we give it away? Has everybody ridden this ride?
If you haven't, then This is
It's really
a
neat.
spoiler, so
I mean,
skip
this-
ahead 15 seconds.
Right. So everybody told me about the ride, and they said there's this cool part that happens.
I gotta skip. Hold on. How do I skip?
So you're flying over the ocean, and all of a sudden, this huge whale just flies right up or jumps up right in front of you, and it was neat because it's just huge. It kind of reminds me of that part in Jurassic World, where that big thing flies up and eats up. It was a lot like that, where you're just like, oh my goodness, And then the part where those things running that look like
Rhinos.
Rhinos, kind of, those you're about to fall into them, and you're just like, oh, we're about to hit them, But that was pretty neat. It was unlike anything I've ever done. So even though it's a lot like Thor and other rides, but it's really different.
Sounds like we need to revise our list of the best ride at Disney.
that was in there, but so many of us hadn't written it.
Yeah, that was in there, and everybody's like, well, I haven't written it. I don't think it's that good. And I'm like, no, it's really good. Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to. But, for me, Big Thunder is still my favorite. It's always going to be my favorite.
Sure.
I don't think there's any way to top it. But Flight of Passage, excellent ride.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Every time I ride it, I get that, that sort of giddy, just like, I'm flying to another planet type feeling.
If you let yourself get sucked into it, it's unreal. You're just like, oh my gosh, we're going upside down. Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's crazy. There's for our adult listeners, not our children. There is a comedian named Bert Kreischer. Kreischer. I always mispronounce his name. Anyways, he has a Flight of Passage story about taking his family on it and his dad, and it is the funniest story I've ever heard. It's on YouTube, pretty sure, but it's very adult language because of what his dad does on the ride, which probably ruined the experience for like the majority of the people on the ride. But the way he tells it and everything, it's hilarious. So you can go look that up.
We'll try to link it, right?
No.
No.
Okay. I don't want any children clicking on that. Mommy, I learned 6 new words today. Yeah.
So, Animal Kingdom was good. We went to Satuli for dinner. Y'all didn't go with us, but we did for that night. I don't remember what y'all didn't go back to it.
Kids were because your son's a little older than our son, and so I have a 3.5-year-old and a 1-year-old. So by that time they were dead. They were just they were in bed probably. So I went to Halloween Horror Nights that night.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We can talk about that later. If we have time at the end, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll do another episode about it. I have a very different opinion about this year's event than probably 99% of the other people that have gone. Anyways, we'll get into that. I don't want to bring us down. Now everybody's like, "Oh, what does he think about it?"
Oh my goodness!
I gotta tune in for that.
Stay tuned.
What?
You got a turd in? That's what I heard.
No, tune in.
Tune in.
We got to get you better. We got to get you off of AOL and onto some other kind of internet at your house.
It's on dial-up.
Anyways, so Animal Kingdom was our Sunday. Then Monday is the night that we went to Mickey's Not So Scary. So during the day, we went to lunch at Homecoming.
Yes.
Which is the former personal chef of Oprah Winfrey's restaurant.
Chef Art Smith.
Yes, Art Smith. And it's like good, like down home cooking, fried chicken, cheddar cheese drop biscuits, mashed potatoes, which sort of explains why Oprah Winfrey had to be a spokesman for Weight Watchers, because it's just really good food and you just want to just keep eating it. And they have this like moonshine sweet tea there that one of the people in the party of our party wanted to get.
I didn't think it was
your son.
Yeah,
your son.
No. My wife. You didn't think? You didn't think?
No,
it's made of moonshine.
The reason I didn't like it, and is it? I don't like tea with lemon in it, and it's lemon moonshine. So that it just wasn't very good to me. But whatever.
My wife loves it. I don't care for it.
Yeah, it's fine. The best thing that I think, I mean, I had a chicken sandwich and it was good. My wife got there were biscuits. What are they called? Thigh high biscuits? Isn't that what they call?
Something like that. Chicken thighs on biscuits. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's these huge biscuits with chicken and honey on it. Man, that was really good. That was probably my favorite thing that we had though. But yeah.
That's dark. That's dark meat, right?
It was white meat.
Oh, is it? I thought thighs were dark meat for some reason.
Well, it wasn't really thighs. I mean, it was just chicken breast. I mean, it was just almost like a. I mean, really, it was almost like what do you call it? The Chick-fil-A biscuit, but just a lot, 10 times better. And it was just that. It wasn't anything super special, but it was really good. And that meal was the first time that we took advantage or got an advantage from having the buttons. So if you've never done this is a pro tip.
You mean your button of lies?
It wasn't a lie. Okay. So
button of lies?
No, it's not a lie. Come on. Okay, so if you go to Disney World or any Disney whatever, you can if you check in a hotel or go to guest services, they say, "What are you celebrating?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "We have an anniversary next month," which is true.
It's
true. November 5th, in case you're
wondering. I
have
one in December.
Okay. And she said,
"You should have took advantage of it."
Yeah. She said, "That works." This is the lady at the front desk. "That works. You're not going to be here, are you, for your anniversary?" I said, "No." She said, "Then you're celebrating your anniversary." I said, "Perfect."
Aww.
So we had our buttons. It's 13 years. So she put 13 ears on there. And at homecoming, they saw our buttons, and everybody we saw at Disney is like, "Oh, happy anniversary. Congratulations," And so they bring out a dessert at homecoming, and it was a sugar donut with ice cream on it. And it was really good. It was really good. But I
didn't get a bite of it.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
It wasn't your anniversary.
It wasn't your anniversary.
Well, it wasn't his anniversary either.
So we ended up with 4 or 5 different treats because of that. There was one place we got what?
Oh, gosh.
No, go ahead and finish, and then I'll give my side of it. I'll give my joke about it. It's just fun.
Okay.
It's just fun.
So we had most of it was cupcakes. Like 2 of the restaurants had cupcakes. One of them, it was just 1 cupcake, and then another one was 2. And then another place we got a shot of tequila with this like cream in it. They said it's basically like a Bailey's, and it was really good. But yeah, it was mostly just desserts, and we were talking about it afterwards, though. It's like we had intended on having lots of Mickey bars and ice cream sandwiches while we were there, and we got 1 while we were there, 1 each. And because we had all those free desserts, it was like, well, I guess we don't need dessert to pay for dessert now.
But here's the thing. It got to the point where every time we would sit down to a meal, he would take his button and like adjust it and be like, "Do you think the waitress could see it?"
No,
and then there was one waitress where you're like, "I don't think she saw our button. I think, should I put it up closer?"
It was one time. So we ate at Sci-Fi, which is dark. It's like you're in a drive-in theater if you've never been there. Super cool place. One of my favorite restaurants. But the lady never saw the pin. She never saw the pin and never made.
She knew. She knew this was a false anniversary. She wasn't falling for your schemes.
But I will admit that I did kind of shift my body.
Oh, you did, big time.
But she never saw it.
I'm surprised you didn't take your phone out, turn the flashlight on, and be like, "Hey, what's on my shirt here? Excuse me, waitress. Did you see something on my shirt?" "Oh, yes, it's our 13-year anniversary in 6 months from now."
1 month first.
I know.
Jeez.
So
we did
go ahead.
We did buy a dessert there.
Yeah, they bought it.
A pumpkin milkshake, and it was really good. Good. Man,
So, pro tip is if you go to Disney, just make something up so you can get free desserts.
I think they only do it for birthdays and anniversaries. I got a button made for our son. I was like, let's get one for my son too. And I said, let's say he's celebrating being awesome. And I was like, that'll be fun. He didn't want to wear it. So I was like, man, you should wear it. You'll get free stuff out of this. You should really wear it. And he didn't. So.
On the cruise, like if you say it's your birthday or anniversary, like the desserts are already included with everything. So they just bring you like an extra dessert. So you're already like ate all this food, ate the dessert, and they bring you out another one. You're like, oh,
so you need to take it back to the room. Take it to the room. Midnight snack.
No, you just eat it there.
I got a button. I got a button for my costume for Mickey's Not So Scary.
You did.
Like that segue?
That was a good segue.
Segway.
So I think we talked about it on the Ears to You episode about what I made.
Yeah, what you're going to wear?
What I was going to wear. So my son went as a doctor. My wife went as a nurse. Our 1-year-old just had a mini dress on. Katrin and Mrs. Katrin was Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
With like 20 other people dressed that way.
But yours was the best because yours had removable.
Yeah, we had Velcro.
Parts.
Like my wife made the pieces in the shirt, or not made the shirt, but she made all the pieces and out of felt, and we put the stuff on it. It's called Stiffy, and it makes the felt stiff.
Yes, it is.
I bet it does.
And we put Velcro on the backs of them so we could remove the parts, which came in handy at the end of the night or during rides.
Oh, I bet it did.
Yeah. Sir, this is a family park.
I didn't, because
we know what you're celebrating.
Gee whiz.
Sorry.
And then my son was Indiana Jones.
Yes, I gave him a hard time.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you supposed to be Satchel?
Aww.
I was like, are you supposed to be Satchel Man? And he's like, no, I'm not.
Satchel Man.
I'm horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I was like, what am I going to be? And we talked about it last one. So I went full Disney Christmas, like an idiot, because it was so hot there. But I went in.
So hot.
I went in. I thought, well, it'll cool off during the night. It did not cool off. So I was in my full Disney pajamas, long sleeves, long pants, Santa hat.
Clothes underneath that as well.
Well, I had it. Well, I wasn't going to wear a shirt underneath that shirt, but it looked, because the pajama top didn't like button all the way to the top, so it was just like all this chest hair sticking out. And Jennifer was like, said, "Go put a shirt on underneath." And there was no pockets in it, so I just wore like really light shorts underneath, so I could keep my keys and wallet and stuff in. Because there was no pockets in the pajamas, because they're meant to sleep in, not walk around a theme park in. So I went down to the front desk beforehand and said, I've got a really weird question to ask. And the lady was like, oh, I like weird. And I'm like,
whoa.
Okay.
Never mind.
I was like, you guys have the celebrating buttons here. She's like, oh yeah. And so she got one out, and she's like, what are you celebrating? And I said, Christmas. And she's like, what? So we're going to the Halloween party. I was trying to think of something unusual and different to wear, so I'm going full Disney Christmas. So she wrote, I'm celebrating Christmas on it. And it was funny. So we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, and how do you get to the Magic Kingdom there is you ride a boat. So I was standing on the dock, and I hear these little kids behind me. Why is Santa Claus here? There's Santa Claus. And I just didn't turn around. I just stayed like with my back to him. And I was just like, oh. And then all through the night, kids would be like, it's Santa Claus. I'm like, am I really that fat? I mean, I'm really not skinny, but
you had a Santa hat and a beard.
Yeah, I had a beard and a Santa
beard.
Hat. Yeah,
it's a beard.
Not a white
fat. Mostly the beard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Glasses.
It's a young Santa.
Yeah, the glasses.
glasses. So it was so hot, but it was so fun because like cast members, like right when we first walked in, and you go when you get to Mickey's Not So Scary, you go down this little path, on beside to the right of Main Street, and it sort of whips you around to right before the entrance to Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
So we're walking through, and this cast member, I don't know what her problem was. She did not want to be there or something. Most cast members were super nice. She's like, sir, that's the wrong party. This is the Halloween party. And I was like, oh, haha, I thought Halloween started so early this year that, Christmas might be starting this early. And she just rolled her eyes and was like, okay, whatever. I'm just like, wow. And then later on in the night, though, a guy, cast member by Pirate, said sort of like the same, but he was joking. And he was like, you're at the wrong party, man. And I'm like, well, Halloween started in August, so I figured Christmas started in October. He goes, oh, that's hilarious. That's so funny. So most people got the joke because Halloween literally started at the Magic Kingdom in August. So if you do the math, then Christmas should already be here, right?
Christmas is starting
now. So I went with it, and
I saw
it's funny. Go ahead.
I saw one other person with a Santa Claus hat on, but they just had t-shirt and shorts. So
yeah,
they were smart.
Yeah, they were smart. And on vacation or something.
I was going full in,
Yeah,
I wasn't messing around.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But it was super hot, but I kept it on the entire time.
You did.
I was a trooper. But we did. It was It was more crowded than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they've. I think they've given out more tickets than they used to because that first year when we went to that, it wasn't nearly that crowded.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, and I don't know, maybe it was the time of the year, but that was the end of October, which was during school, so maybe there weren't as many people there. This was a lot of people's fall break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
But we had fun, and we ran into a friend of the show. Had a little I Am Geek meetup, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, we advertised it, but nobody came.
You had a geek up?
Except for one.
We had a geek up. The best I Am Geeker of them all. Besides us, I guess.
That's right.
Sure, yeah.
We met up with Tyler Dean McDowell. If you don't know Tyler, you should check out his episode of I Am Geek. Just go back a few episodes and you'll find it. It's Tyler Dean. He was a member of the BLT Lunch Break podcast. He's a singer in Nashville, working on a new record. His dad is Ronnie McDowell, which is a country singer. You may have heard of. But he was there. We were there. We really wanted to meet him because we've only talked online and through on the phone. So he tracked us down during the parade. And
it was funny because I saw him walking, and Ryan is live streaming on Facebook, and so Tyler's walking, and he's watching his phone. He's like, I'm trying to find your brother. I was watching the live stream, and I'm trying. It was awesome. I was like, oh, we're over here. So. But he was way taller.
He is super
tall. He is way taller. He's still alive.
Really?
What? Yeah, he's really tall.
He's really tall. I don't know how tall he is.
Really?
I turned around and he's like I'm 6 foot, and I looked up to him a great deal.
6'4" or 6'5", something like that, probably.
Yeah, I was like,
wow.
Oh, hey there. But so he was watching the live stream. That's cool.
Yeah, that was funny.
But he was in full Skipper Dan costume, which is a character that he has on YouTube. But Jungle Cruise was closed.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not right.
So we couldn't ride Jungle Cruise with them.
Yeah.
It ruined the whole night.
It did.
Should have just went home right then.
I know.
Stopped the vacation.
Yeah, we got to talk for a little while, watch the parade together, and then he was really hungry, and he was there with his family.
It started pouring down rain.
Yeah, it started raining, so we're like, just go meet your family. You don't have to hang out with us and all our kids and everything crazy. But super nice. I told him next time we'll have to because he got sick right after that, and he was sick for the rest of his trip. I don't know if you knew that, Catherine.
No, I don't think I heard that.
He was basically in his hotel room for most of the rest of his trip, so we didn't get to hang out anymore. And I told him next time we will do something kids free and just hang out. He said he'd love that. So we just got to plan trips together again. Get him to plan a trip at the same time.
This should be easy.
And make it work.
Sure.
You guys do anything next week?
Yeah.
He said, I'll be there in February for... Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But he'll be there at some point for his birthday.
So if you don't follow Tyler, then look for him on Twitter and Facebook. He's got an awesome picture of when he rode Buzz, and he did the shot. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And he's like holding the gun just right, and you can see the laser right there. And he's got this surprise look, like the Skipper Dan look on his face, and it's a great picture. He did really well with that. But I was cracking up because his costume, he makes scars to put on his face, right, and all this like cuts and things. And I wondered what our wives thought of him. Like, oh, is he okay? But he goes all out with the
he took a tumble.
He took a tumble. So that was cool though.
Yeah, but the party was
cool of him to stop by.
Yeah, it was very cool of him to stop by and hang out. The party was good. I think I may have enjoyed our first time going to it just because it was less crowded. It was still fun.
Yeah. It seemed like we were trying to do too much. Yeah. I mean, we probably were just trying to go and do. Plus, we had more people, just trying to go and do all that. The spot we ended up in, we actually ended up in a decent spot for the parade, but because it was raining, the guys with the shovels didn't do their little show that they do. As they were just dragging their shovels, and it was like, what? I thought you were supposed to do, make it spark, but it was raining.
It was wet, so
yeah.
But the Pirates ride was really cool, I thought. Even they added like 3 live actors, and they would talk to you. Except the one on the ride, he was just doing his thing. But one of them was holding up a poster, a wanted poster of, I always want to call him Piccolo Pete. What's
I don't know if you would have said that. Let's see. I'll look it up real quick.
Anyways, there's a pirate that's wanted, and you're looking for that pirate on the ride. And he said, "This is what's his name? Look for him." And I the dummy that I am, immediately responded back to the guy, "That's not him." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I know him. That's not him."
Gunpowder Pete.
I said, that's not Gunpowder Pete. And I said, that's Piccolo Pete or something like that. And he goes, no, I think you're mistaken. See, in this is just a picture, but in real life he has arms and legs. And I go, oh, okay. I was like, that was what it was. I knew that Gunpowder Pete had arms and legs. The picture does not. I got confused. He goes, that's okay. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, he was fun.
It was funny. So we really played it off at each other and stuff. He's like, oh, he has arms and legs in real life. So it's fun. They played it out. They played, long.
Gunpowder Pete though is kind of weird because he was like, "Hey, how you doing down there?" And he's like up on this bridge as we go under. He's like, "Oh, I'm Gunpowder Pete." It was just like, what?
It was funny how it started though. I don't know if you saw it from a distance as we were approaching him. He was doing like the animatronic movement.
Yes, yeah, he did really well with that.
And then he started laughing. He was like, "Oh, it's me."
It's just me.
That's good. I liked it. We didn't get to ride Space Mountain in the dark. Which it's in the dark already, really. I mean,
yeah, it's nothing new.
They just turn the lights out.
Yeah. We rode it later.
We also didn't do the teacups with the special lighting.
Oh man.
Ryan's so sad about that.
Disappointed.
Brian loves the teacup.
I hate them.
It's his favorite ride.
And we
I
miss
like the
we miss
teacups.
seeing. This is how crowded and crazy it was. We miss seeing the lady out in front of Haunted Mansion. We rode Haunted Mansion, but it was earlier, so she wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. All our kids did great in Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Cool.
We even got stuck at one point, I think, just for like a 30 seconds or less. It wasn't long, but
The first time we went on Pirates, Grant freaked out. And then he's like, I don't want to ride the boat. And he rode Big Thunder, and then he wouldn't ride it again after that.
Well, he was probably afraid of seeing a guy that had no legs or arms. Probably really scared of that.
Oh.
I think that'd be scary.
So that
Yeah,
was yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was nervous about every ride since then because he assumed it was gonna be like that ride every ride.
Like, I don't want to go down the waterfalls, what he kept saying.
Yeah.
And then we would get to another ride, and I'd be like, oh no, it's just this. Sort of my ploy that I did with Katrin the first time he went.
Right.
And then Katrin's son would go, oh no, there's a fall, and I'm like, be quiet, just stop. He's like, no, you do this. I'm like, stop
I'm
it.
trying to lie to my son. Stop saying truth.
Well, because when he got on the ride, he had fun, like the Navi River thing.
Yeah.
He freaked out thinking, a boat ride, we're going to go down this hill, like waterfall. I'm like, no, it's just... And he was like freaking out. And but I got him on the ride. He was like, oh, that was great. So... Yeah.
We had another dessert at this at the party.
Was it free? No.
It was not free. If you're not aware, they have special desserts at these parties, and they're only available most of the time at the parties. But we got the Maleficent ice cream cone, which is a chocolate waffle cone with lime ice cream and these chocolate little horns at the top to make it look like her horns. That it was very good, actually. I've heard a lot of people say they didn't like it, but I think it's people that don't really like key lime, because it's key lime, I guess, really. It wasn't sherbet, but ice cream, whatever. But it was good. I liked it.
Was the waffle cone actually chocolate, or was it just like black?
It was black. Yeah, I don't know. It was the ice cream was pretty overpowering for it, so it was hard to tell. I didn't just try it because
Gotcha. Yeah.
I like to enjoy it all together.
As it should be.
As it should be.
I had the Dole Whip while he was, he had that.
But see, I don't do Dole Whip, and I think the people that love Dole Whip don't like the Maleficent cone or the Peter Pan thing, that has the lime, so.
Oh, I didn't try it.
But it was, so a funny story real quick. When I was waiting in line to get the Maleficent cone, there was this father and daughter, and the daughter is like in maybe high school or something. But the father was getting onto her and like, it's going to melt before you get back to the car, and just like getting onto her about wanting to get ice cream. She's just like, you're at Disney World. Smile a little bit. It was just so funny. Like, people get so angry sometimes about things, and it's like, just let it go, man.
Why would you wait till you got to the car to eat the ice cream cone?
I don't know. It's like, just get it as you go. I think what may have happened, because I didn't hear the whole thing, but he was really getting onto her. But I think she was maybe taking one to somebody else.
Oh, and, well, yeah, that's sort of dumb.
And I think,
well, yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
But I think she got she was wanting the Peter Pan thing, which is it's kind of like a Dole Whip because it's got the liquid in it with the ice cream, and she compromised and just got like the key lime ice cream in a cup, but it's like kind of a mountain, so it's still gonna melt a little bit. But maybe that was. But it was still just funny. I was like, people. It's so funny when people just get so upset with their kids or their families when they're at Disney, because it's like, just chill out, and enjoy. And we were at one of the parks. It may have been at Legoland, but this guy stepped on some gum. No, it was at Epcot or something, I think. I don't know. And he's like, "Oh, I stepped in gum." Oh, he was so angry. And this other guy with like a beer was walking behind him, and he said, "Well, it'll keep you grounded." And he just kind of like, whatever, dude. And I was like, man, people need to chill out. It's Disney, man. You're having fun. He's like, yeah, man. And it was, keep you grounded.
This is local surfer.
Yeah, this is skipping ahead, but we'll go back. But since you mentioned that, we were leaving Disney Springs on our last day, and we were pulling out of the parking place, and this guy started laying on his horn, like behind me when I pulled out, like honking, like, and doing some kind of hand motions at me. I'm like, "What's this jerk? What's this guy's problem?" And I'm like, I started getting mad. I'm like, I'm just pulling out of the parking place. What's his problem?
Yeah.
It was like in a BMW fancy car stuff. And then I look, and he sticks his hand out the window and starts pointing to the roof. And I'm like, and I'm like, I left my drink on top of the car. like he's just being nice. But yeah, so that was Mickey's Not So Scary in a nutshell. We got a bunch of candy.
Yes, lots of candy.
Yeah, Katrin and I went through a couple of lines by herself because we lost the rest of our family on Splash Mountain somewhere.
Yeah, forever. That was the longest.
They said
5-minute wait.
Yeah, they said there's a 5-minute wait. We'll be back in no time, and it was like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
So,
but the picture's hilarious, so it's totally worth it. I don't know if you saw Charlie's face in the picture.
I don't know if I
It
did.
should be on your PhotoPass thing because we share pictures with y'all, and yeah, it's funny. They're in the back, but it's priceless. So.
Priceless.
You take the baby on there with him?
No, Katrin and I had the baby.
Yes, we had the baby. I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
I think we did. Someone had the baby, right?
She was in.
You still have the baby, right?
She was in the stroller, and
Yeah.
You came back with 2 children, correct?
Yes.
I came back with
Okay.
3.
Oh.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay,
What the
So,
heck just happened?
that was the party. Yeah, lots of candy, lots of fun, lots of people, and very hot.
Oh, and
free
at the
dessert.
end of the party when we were leaving, Katrin's went on.
Oh yeah.
Like, we gotta get out of here. And then my son was like dancing through the streets, just having fun, and
We were tired.
Cajuns were gone. And then we walked past, and Mickey Mouse had no wait. So we went in to meet Mickey Mouse, and it was my daughter's first time meeting
Aww.
Mickey Mouse, and she was so adorable.
Adorbs.
Adorbs.
She reached out and touched his nose. And she was great the whole time until the very end, where Mickey was going in for one more goodbye, and then she totally freaked out and started screaming. He like scared her. He like sort of like got right in her face to give her a hug and freaked her out. And and then Mickey was like felt so bad. He was like patting me on the shoulder, trying to tell me he's sorry. I don't think I have that picture. Oh wait,
Okay.
Realistically, he was
Oh, wait, here we
trying
go.
to make her cry the whole time.
yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Charlie's face.
He's terrified looking. Yeah. Hard to see, but yeah.
Now, this guy's having the time of his life.
Especially for our listeners. It's
Yeah.
really hard to see for our
Sorry.
listeners.
Great. Good
Sorry.
radio.
Where's-
So yeah.
Yeah,
That was Monday.
and we got so many more days
That was
to go.
Monday.
We won't go through all that because Tuesday was pretty uneventful because it rained. We did go to the DVC Lounge. That was my first time in there, so that was fun.
Oh,
Thank you, Ryan,
What
for
did
that.
you think about that?
Yeah, that was nice. Quiet place to relax.
Free snacks,
We did eat-
free snow,
Have
soda.
snacks. Yeah. Free coffees. All kinds of. Yeah. Ryan is showing us pictures, by the way.
Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
We did eat at the San Angel at the Mexican Pavilion, and
San Angelo.
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
probably, I think that was my favorite restaurant of the one of my favorites of the trip. Oh god, drop the phone here. But
Was it the
one thing
tequila?
I did want to mention about restaurants at Disney World.
Wait,
they're not-
wait. Is this a pro tip?
they're not very good. Most restaurants at Disney World are not very good.
Maybe you're just ordering the wrong thing.
I ordered some of the same things you did. So most and a lot of people I've talked to are like, yeah, you're right. Because for what you pay for it, like we ate at Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom. I said Amazon, Animal Kingdom, and the honey chicken is not that good, right? I've had better at cheap Asian restaurants, and it's like I paid $30 for this meal or whatever. It was some ridiculous amount of money.
It used to be better than it was.
Yeah.
And they changed some stuff and raised the prices and gave you less portion.
But it seems like all of the meals that we ate, for the most part, except for San Angel, whatever, San Angel, they said,
oh God,
they said,
so, I'm sorry to all of our Spanish-speaking listeners. I don't know why you're listening to us, but
I don't speak Spanish. But that was one of the best meals.
Obviously,
that was a really good meal. But most of the other ones, and really though, even that meal I've had as good or better at places that were much cheaper. And it's the Disney tax. You're getting this. You've got this really fancy building and all these things. I don't mind paying it at that restaurant because you've got the river there, you've got the cool scenery, you're in, it's a really neat layout. But like Yak and Yeti, I've been to plenty of restaurants that look like that, I feel like, and I don't spend that much money. But and there's some others that are like the drive-in, I can understand a little bit, but still the food is pretty much the same as other places. And
what'd you think of the Pandora food?
The Pandora food was decent. But you
got the weird thing.
You got
the wrong thing.
Yeah, so the burger pods, the cheeseburger pods, taste like a McDonald's hamburger. It's just like a McDonald's hamburger. And if you look at it, and it's really gross when you look at the meat. It's really weird. But Carla got something different, and she liked it. So and we got the dessert, and that was fine. And for the most part, the quick service meals I don't have a problem with. I actually think that we had better success with some of the quick service. Not so much Pecos Bill. What we got was not good. We got the tacos, not good. Don't get the tacos. But the whole mobile ordering was awesome because you could order and just walk up and get it. But
next time, just let me order everything for you.
Well, I also
I'll order you the good food.
So one of the things I learned, and I told you I learned a lot on this trip, is that we made way too many reservations because it's like everything was, we planned was like, oh, we got to go eat at 11 o'clock. So we got to go hurry and do this, or whatever, 12 o'clock. And there were places we wanted to go, yes, but it was almost too much, and we probably should have had one less than we did, or two. We could have. There were a couple days where we didn't have any plan, and it worked out fine. But we could have done without all those.
Yeah, they have enough quick service places now where you don't really have to have a restaurant reservation every day. I think the key is pick a couple that you really want, that you really like, or that you really want to try, and stick with those, and don't make reservations. Because I had we were staying at the Wilderness Lodge, they have this new area that they built, and I forget the name of the little restaurant. I want to say Sulphur Springs, but that's Geyser Springs. It's this restaurant. Well, it's like a quick service / restaurant that overlooks the lake. So it's like this open air place with couches and all this nice stuff. And you can just walk up and get food, or you can sit down and order it through a waitress or waiter. A little more selection if you sat down, but you can just walk up. But, oh, man, I had a really good hamburger there, like a cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger, really good. And they had a bison burger, too. I didn't try it, but the cheeseburger was really good. And the view we were there at sunset. So the view was amazing. So I recommend that place. Try that place out.
Yeah, we'll probably just do it differently. There's a lot. We tried a couple of new things this time, and then things that we really liked doing the previous time. But I think we may cut back on, at least only do one a day instead of like, there were some days, a couple of days where we had a lunch and dinner, and that was a little much, but oh well.
Yeah.
It was
Fun time. So
fun.
we're through Monday.
I said Tuesday it was Epcot, and that was pretty quick. So
Yeah, Tuesday, and Wednesday we went to Toy Story Land.
Toy Story Land. Yeah.
So what did you think of Toy Story Land?
It was.
I thought.
Sorry, Chris.
Chris, you didn't go on the trip. You don't talk during this episode.
Oh.
This was one where our family rope dropped, right? And but
Not
the problem
my
was
family.
the problem was that they had early magic or early morning hours, which is different than early magic hours. Because with the early morning, you have to pay on top of a pass. Like you pay $79 plus your pass, which is crazy to me. But what you get with that.
Well, since you mentioned extra magic hours,
Yeah.
I don't feel like they had good
They
extra
did.
magic hours.
Yeah, not
this
while we
time.
were there. No.
Like it was always like early in the morning.
There was a late one at COD, I think I don't know, or something. But yeah.
It didn't seem like it was a good selection.
But that early. So the nice thing about doing the early morning hour thing that they have is you get to go into Toy Story Land, just Toy Story Land, and you get breakfast like as part of the ticket, but you get to do all those rides as much as you can for an hour. So those 3 rides, there's Toy Story Mania called Midway Mania now, but Alien Swirling Saucers and Slinky Dog Dash. So you could do those. So we got there at rope drop. They let people in a little bit early. We got up to where on the left-hand side, I heard somebody say that was a better way to go, which ended up being okay. But they still kind of like they pull you through a certain way. Like you can't just take these little shortcuts because there's so many people. You have to go through these larger openings. So we finally get back there, and everybody runs to the Slinky Dog Dash. And I fortunately had heard that, so we went directly to Toy Story Mania because we didn't have a fast pass for it. We did for Slinky Dog, so we knew we didn't have to get on that. But the line for Slinky Dog was already, by the time we got there, it was already going out the land. Like it was out into the other area. And it was like, it just opened, people. And it was a 45, well, the lady was holding a sign that said 45-minute wait, and she was walking to the back of which she was probably going to update it to something else. But
that's weird because when we were there one time, the line was up at the ride and it said 100 minutes.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, and maybe you know what could have happened, because a lot of times because what happened at Magic Kingdom Friday, the last day, we got there early. We got there at rope drop, and they didn't open up the lines inside the queues. Everybody stood outside. That might have been what happened at Slinky Dog. But anyways, we walked pretty much right on to Toy Story Mania. Did that, ran over to Alien Swirling Saucers. Bumped into a guy from another podcast called The Grim Grinning Guys, a great Disney podcast I listen to. I was like, "Is your name Matt?" And he said, "Yeah." He's got a deep voice. And I was like, "Oh, yeah." So we talked a little bit. They're in Nashville area, so I was like, "Oh, we're in Memphis," So
and when are they having this on anytime soon?
I don't think so. But they
no plug for you then.
That's right. His family had been in Panama City, and Michael was coming up that way. The Hurricane Michael was coming up that way, so they decided to go to Disney because they have annual passes, and so they did that. They got in Pop Century, got an awesome room, and they were doing all that, so that was fun. But we rode Alien Swirling Saucers, which was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was fun. Did you like it?
I loved it. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I just wish it was longer.
Yeah, it was short.
But that was really fun. I didn't expect it to switch tracks like it did. I was like, this is so cool.
Was cool.
Yeah, that was neat.
So you did all this before we got there.
We did. And then we had our breakfast, which you still were not there for because it was still 9:45.
I told you like a month ago we were going to do it.
No, I'm just saying you were there. And you didn't miss much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think that's going to be the last one I'm going to promote us doing unless we do a lunch or something, because I've heard the lunches are a little bit better. But this one, my son loves the characters, and these were even like, this is more of a girl one to me. It's at the Vine, Hollywood and Vine, and it had Sophia the First. It had Vampirina. It had Doc McStuffins, and then Goofy from the Roadster Racers, which one of the new shows. And he loved getting his picture with every single one of them. He was most excited about Vampirina, which Vampirina is a funny show and it's a good one. But he had a lot of fun. The breakfast again was okay. You get your Mickey waffle. Actually, the best thing I had at the breakfast was some bread pudding, and it had this vanilla sauce you could put on it. It was really good.
Ooh.
But the meats and all that are just kind of iffy. It was just like, what? So, but we were in and out pretty quick, and then we met up with you guys and did more Toy Story, and of course we did Star Tours, and y'all got to do Star Tours, didn't you? Or
No, we didn't get to do it.
But it was different this time than I've ever seen. They had a different story with it, so that was kind of cool. It was with Hoth and something else, but it was okay.
Yeah, it was crazy with. I mean, when you have the age of kids I have, it's just hard to do everything, especially stuff that half of them can't ride. And it's just sort of like, well. But we got there. We went on Slinky.
Yeah. What'd you think of Slinky?
I liked it a lot. It was really fun. It's I don't want to say faster than you think it's going to be, but it's more
deceptively.
It's more intense than you think it's going to be. You think, oh, a little kiddie coaster, but it it's got some good banks and got some good a lot of the part, like the little hills you go through.
Yeah, it goes on its side at one point. You're like getting out of the thing.
Oh, wow.
You're hanging off the side of it, and it's got a neat little feature on it because it's supposed to be a spring toy, right? So there's one hill where you're going up, and then all of a sudden it just kind of stops, and then you hear the wow, like the spring, and then you shoot down. You even go down the hill a little bit, and then it just takes off a little bit after that. It was interesting.
It was fun, but I noticed I took some pictures of it. I haven't posted them yet. I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
We haven't been. We got back like yesterday. It's already like showing wear and tear. Like the tops of it, where they're supposed to look like the springs, are already ripped all apart. Like the covers are all ripped.
Yeah,
it's just like I'm like, this thing is not that old.
Yeah,
it's already ripping apart and falling apart. Like, come on, Disney.
Yeah,
they weren't safe.
They weren't trying to cut. No, it's like the fabric, like stuff for show, basically. But it looks horrible. Like, Disney, you're better than this. Like used to, Disney would paint like lampposts like every night and stuff. And now this is like already in shambles. And it's like that because it's the way it's made. That's like if you're getting in or getting out, that's what you grab onto basically to step in or step out. So just all that grabbing already is already just shredded those covers. So I don't know, but I loved it. Was fun. We did it twice, and my son freaked out and wouldn't go on it because he goes, it goes upside down. I'm like, it does not go upside down. And I showed him a video beforehand to show him, and he goes, nope, it goes upside down. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Do you know what upside down is?
Yeah, I'll show you upside down.
And then he says, I know what the upside down is.
Yeah.
Real creepy boy.
Yeah.
And then he burps up a slug.
Yep. And then he really loved the alien spin.
Yeah.
And Toy Story Mania or Midway Mania was his favorite. He kept wanting to go back and do that. We did that like 3 or 4 times, I think.
Yeah, that's fun.
And he got to do, because it was a ride swap, because our youngest couldn't go on it, he got to do the alien spin like 4 or more times. Because when we would go on it, he just went back with whoever didn't get to go on it. um, because of the ride swap, baby swap. So I loved it. It's a small land, and there's zero shade.
Yeah.
Which was,
Hmm.
and I was kidding with one of the cast members. It was like one of the managers and one of the other cast members standing there. I said, "Man, somebody just needs to tell Andy's dad not to mow for a while, to let this grass grow up so we could have shade." And then the manager lady was like, "Or he could have just built this thing in his garage." Because it is hot and there's like no trees to get under, nothing. It was just like, and the first time we were there was when the hurricane was coming through. So even the umbrellas they had set up, they had them zip tied off so you couldn't raise them. You couldn't even sit under an umbrella at one of the tables, which we did eat at the Woody's lunchbox, which should be called Andy's lunchbox, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
because it's Andy's lunchbox.
But if Woody's on the lunchbox, maybe it is.
I know.
What?
But I had a brisket grilled cheese type thing, and it was really good.
Yeah, grilled cheese, just the plain grilled cheese is really good too. I thought so. Yeah. Once again,
they should have giant sprinkler heads that like shoot out water.
Yeah,
keep you cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, they could have I wonder if they reused anything from what was that? The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I thought they were supposed to. I don't know, but I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, because I didn't remember seeing anything, but they should have.
But the attention to detail was really good.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really appreciate it. Like, take time to really look around because we were trying to do, so much and getting out of the rain or getting to the next thing or trying to meet up with somebody.
Yeah, when we went back the day we went back after you guys had left.
Yeah,
we got to really take it in and see all the details. Like the string lights were held up by like bendy straws.
Yeah,
and the army men were like building helicopters and balsa wood planes in the bushes and all kinds of cool stuff. But I was in a parade that last day.
Yeah,
the army men have a drum parade. Somehow I ended up right behind, like directly, like I could have put my hand on the guy's shoulder. So I just went with it.
You did it on purpose.
I was trying to get to one place, so I just went with it, and I just became part of the parade and gave the fist bump or the fist in the air the whole way down the parade route right behind him. So I'm probably in a bunch of random family videos. Yeah. Look at this guy.
Look at that special guy.
Wow. Anyway, so that was Wednesday. I am a very special guy. Thursday, you guys went to Legoland.
We went to Legoland.
We did not.
Yes, I did. No, I did not go to Legoland.
Oh, okay. Well, should have. We rented a car. The car we were supposed to get was not working properly. So they gave us a Dodge Challenger, which is doesn't have 4 doors. So that was kind of interesting, but we made it work. It's, you make it work, but that was a fun car to drive because it was very powerful and fun. But Legoland was very empty. It has lots of things to do, but there was nobody there. We got there about 10:30 and could just walk on to anything we wanted to, which was cool. There were a couple of rides that everybody goes to that were a little more full, I guess, but for the most part, what we wanted to do, we could just do over and over again if we wanted to. They do have a cool ride like the Toy Story Mania ride that y'all would have liked. It was it's a Ninjago ride, and it's 3D. Ooh. And it's a little different though because you're interacting with these scenes in like a big fight scene and all this. So there's some points when it kind of has some movement, which you're just in this car like you are in Toy Story Mania, just kind of scooting around. But the 3D is really good and it's neat. But instead of doing a little popper thing or whatever, you're using your hands, like you're doing karate chops over the sensor. I couldn't get mine to work for anything. I finally realized that I wasn't doing it right. I was putting my hand over this circle that I thought was the sensor, and it was actually not the sensor. So I always ended up with like 0 points. So that was a bummer. But the line, it was so funny because we were the only people riding it at the time that we rode it. And but the queue is super long. Like we saw one sign and it was, from this point it's 45 minutes. I'm like, good grief, and you just kind of, luckily you didn't have to wind through everything, 'cause, they opened the chains up. But that was the longest queue at Legoland, I think. But they had some neat rides, a lot of different things. Some of them were just kind of like carnival ride type things. We did ride one roller coaster called the Dragon. That was a lot more thrilling than we thought it was going to be, but that was fun. And we ate there, which it was fine. It was just a hamburger, nothing special. But we also had, they have Granny apple fries. Is that what they call them? Granny Smith apple fries? I don't know. They're apple. Yeah. And they look like French fries, but they're apples cut like French fries, and you get you can get caramel with them, and then you can also get like whipped cream or ice cream with them, however you want them. But they were pretty good. They were. I would get them again if I were to go there, but
I should have called them apple lies.
Apple lies.
French fries.
Apple fries. They were good.
It's just a box full of lies.
Yeah, but lots of neat little Lego things. Reason we wanted to go this trip was that he loves Legos, of course, but at some point he's going to not, and we're like, this is probably the prime time for him to go and do this. So they're building on a new land at Legoland, adding whatever Lego Movie World or something, and the rides I saw that they had mapped out for it were okay looking. I don't know if they were anything spectacular, but it was pretty neat. But it was hot once again. Yeah.
Did you get a button to get free stuff?
We didn't. No.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Oh well. Well, we are like an hour. We're over an hour already.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about a lot of Disney stuff.
Can I say one more thing about Disney World?
I was gonna let you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we stayed at Pop Century, and we love the hotel. It's fine. We had a great room. It was right beside this path right near the main building where you get to the buses. It was great room. The only issue we had, well, it had a funky smell, but also every night when we came back.
Welcome to the Pop.
Right. Which they're recently redone. So we had this cool Murphy bed, and then all these USB ports. Like I thought they were joking when they said there's USB ports everywhere, but there are USB ports everywhere. So great. But every night when we come back in the room, we'd find these weird worms on the floor. It's all hardwood floor.
What?
It's not like a earthworm. I don't even know what this worm is. I need to look it up. But it's maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches long worm every time.
Well, then it's not an inchworm.
That's good. Good deduction there.
The 2-inch worm.
They would kind of be rolled up in a ball or whatever, but it's not a roly-poly or anything like that. But it's anyways, it was weird. So I had to pick those up like every night. Then one night there was a frog, like a little tiny frog in our bathroom.
Did you just leave the door open? I mean,
no. That's what it seemed like, right? But I probably should have said something because I'm sure we're not the only people that encountered that. But I don't know if it was because we were on the first floor and we were right near like all these trees and bamboo and all this stuff, and maybe they get in under the door. That's all I could figure, but that was weird. But they were always in the bathroom, so it could be that we weren't on an outside wall. The bathroom wasn't on an outside wall. That's the weird thing. So I don't know. Came in through the pipe. Yeah. So that was a little weird. I need to look up and see if I can find the worm because it was a weird looking worm. And
I was staying at the Wilderness Lodge. You think I would have the animals?
Yeah, that's true. You had
we had a raccoon, not in the room, but
We found a giraffe in
It
the
was
room.
it was it walked in front of me by the pool, and it sort of like looking at me like, yeah, so what? You know, and it kept walking like a raccoon does.
On some TV shows that.
I don't think we have time.
No, we don't. We can do that.
We will talk about this weird TV show we found on Netflix next time. But yeah, so after Thursday, I went back to Halloween Horror Nights that night, and then Friday I think we went to a park, Magic Kingdom again.
Rode everything.
We had a blast. I don't know about you guys. Had a blast.
We did. We did.
Had a blast. It's great. Loved it.
Ready to go back. One time maybe Chris will come with us. Probably not. He's too good. He's too good for the theme parks.
Nah. I like to be catered to.
Wilderness Lodge was great. I don't think I really have any complaints.
You didn't have any worms?
There's no worms. No. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, this is in all serious. And I've got to go because my baby is awake crying. My wife's out of town. So, in all serious, if you're a parent and you are going to stay in a DVC resort that has a high chair in it, don't use the high chair. It was our first or second day there. We put her in the high chair to eat. Our son did something crazy. My wife turned around to deal with him. I was washing a bottle for her. And she just toppled right out of the high chair, head first onto the hardwood floor. And she was strapped in. It was a strap. I mean, it wasn't like we just sat her down and was like, you'll be fine. She was strapped in properly. But their high chairs don't work. So if you're going there, do not, use high chairs. No matter how careful you are, they can tip over. And it wasn't like we were far away from her or anything. She just toppled out before we could catch her. But she's fine, that we know of.
That you know of.
But that was the only really complaint. For the Wilderness Lodge. We had a fun time. Their drink cups have gone up significantly in price, which was a shock. We got 2 cups. We usually get 2 cups, and then you can just fill them up the whole time you're there. Those 2 cups cost us like $40.
Wow.
So I drank a lot. I made sure I got my 40, But they last way past your trip. So if you live around there, you could just keep going there. Because it lasted, the thing said you could get drinks till the 21st. Anyway, so that was our Disney trip. I'm sure we skipped over a bunch of stuff. We didn't even get to the Flash is back on. We haven't even talked about the Flash.
Oh my God!
I know.
2 episodes in, it's the Flash. We'll talk about it another time. But unless you guys want to talk about it while I go get the baby, you can. We're at an hour 17. We can talk.
I think it's a good stopping.
We can do another time.
Next week, hopefully we're going to have a very special guest.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What's his name again? Sorry.
That's fine. You're coming off vacation.
I am.
Stephen Buckley.
Yeah, Stephen Buckley. Well, I call him Buck, so.
I call him Buck.
You call him
Everybody
Buck.
calls him Buck.
Yeah.
Everybody calls him Buck.
He worked on Nightmare Before Christmas. We're going to have him on. That's celebrating the 25th anniversary this year. So he's going to be on after he's attended a swanky celebration of the 25th anniversary. He's coming on and going to talk about that and a bunch of other stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was our Disney trip in a nutshell.
And this is me in a nutshell.
How did I get in this nutshell?
Disney in a nutshell. Maybe that's what the episode will be called. I don't know. We'll see. But we can't wait to go back. We have passes now, so we'll probably go back before they're up. before they expire. And then after that, we're going to Disneyland sometime. 2 years from now, probably.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait till they finish everything that they're working on right now.
Yeah.
So 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. And today they announced that there is a new resort being built at Disney World that's going to take the place of the old River Country. So this resort will be haunted probably because that place is spooky and scary looking.
It'll have a ton of worms and frogs.
Yeah, it'll have all kinds of creatures crawling in and out of it. Probably they have some kind of weird superpowers from all that toxic water they've been living in, which is why they closed down River Country. And it's doesn't have a name yet. It looks like an apartment building. I don't know if you've seen the pictures. It doesn't look very themed at all. Someone said, "Oh, look, it's a Homewood Suites." And they put a picture beside it of Homewood Suites, and it looked exactly the same.
No.
But it's supposed to have a wilderness. It's supposed to fit into the wilderness surroundings and have all kinds of cool stuff. I'm sure they'll be announcing more stuff on that soon. But we're out of time. We got to go. We'll be back really soon with another episode. Thanks for coming back and listening, even though we're gone a week. Share with all your friends that love Disney, and just share with all your friends. This has been I Am Geek, episode 76, and we'll be talking with you sooner than you think.
That's kind of creepy.
That's creepy. It's Halloween Geek.
Threat.
All right. Good night, good day, good morning, whatever it is. See you next time.
Maybe we can all find a place to go in our Zagat's New York Restaurant Guide. Let's take a look together.